So the election is just days away for February 11th for the special Ridgefield levies election here. That's ballots are going to be due by Tuesday. But today, for Friday before February 7th, I filed another PDC complaint regarding this article, this commentary that the Ridgefield School District put in. The superintendent penned it not as, as a community member, just referenced that, but as the superintendent, referenced herself several times as the representative, as superintendent, as your superintendent. And so there's just multiple kind of things. Now, just so that you know, the PDC has guidelines for school districts regarding communications and what's allowed, what's not allowed, especially during or relating to election campaigning. And so this appears to violate because the school districts already sent out, I don't have the flyer with me, but they sent out a mailer, a general information flyer. So they've already sent out one, they're allowed one during the election time, which they did through their mailer. And then in this, in a way, it's another community publication, but that's not the heart of it. The heart is that she clearly, is coming from. In fact, it says right here, Dr. Jenny Rodriquez, Ridgefield School District Superintendent, and so she's using her office. She's writing that from that. I do believe that potentially they used public resources. I did send an email to Dr. Jenny about this and asking, number one, did you have this reviewed by legal or PDC or, look for compliance? Because it appears to be out of compliance. And the second question was, did you utilize any school resources in publishing this article? And I've gotten no response. It's been 2 days now. I've been waiting for a response and nothing. So, maybe I'll get something, but here's the deal. The guidelines, there's strict guidance regarding the kind of information that school districts can put out, and it has to be strictly informational. And there's some problems with the content that she's stating here. For one, she says, I'm committed to providing clear, factual information about the two levy measures. Misinformation can cloud important decisions, and it is essential that voters have accurate details to make an informed choice. It sounds pretty solid, but her use of misinformation is really painting the picture that, if you're against this, you're probably misinformed. That's a little troubling. Maybe not a violation, but it's skirting the edges. The biggest issue regarding the content is there's this statement here. So you're not allowed to make statements, and it's coming off of this guidance right here. You're not allowed to say things like, hey, every penny is accounted for, or we're really good with our money, or you're not, it has to stick in the grounds of informational regarding those levies. You can't be advocating. And they included this statement here, which I think is troubling. On surface, it sounds wonderful, but in the context of what the PDC allows, it's troubling. It says Ridgefield School District, the subheading is transparency and fiscal responsibility. I don't think that's allowed. Ridgefield School District is committed to transparency, accountability, responsibility, financial stewardship. As your superintendent, I will continue open communication, foster authentic collaborations, and take solutions-oriented approach to fully understand and address changes. Again, that's just regarding if the district is communicating about the levies, they're not allowed to have editorial extra comments, especially something of that nature. And again, on first blush, it's like, that sounds fine. but there's a reason that there's these guidelines, is because they don't want the districts to use their office, to use their resources, to use their title and expert status against the citizens, and in a manipulative way. The other kind of aspect about this is that the school districts are allowed to do something like this if this is like normal. I can't remember the exact, if it's normal and regular kind of communication. For example, do school district officials, the superintendent, regularly write opinion commentaries in the local newspaper? And the answer is no. The timing of it, of coming out February 5th before the levies on February 11th. So all these things the PDC is supposed to take a look at. I filed a new complaint. We'll see. Like I said, it's a bit of an uphill battle, and not only is it an uphill battle with the PDC because they're left-leaning, they're a little ideologically centered with, schools and other kind of, these kind of organizations. But the Ridgefield School District, I'm pretty sure, has employed Pacifica Law Group, which is a, Nick Brown, who just became our Attorney General, a Democrat. It's his law firm, so it's a very high, it's a very highfalutin, very powerful prestige law firm in Seattle. And for whatever reason, it's very expensive. This is the law firm that the Ridgefield School District, I think, uses. I found evidence that that's who they use. I don't know if that's who they're using with my complaints. I think it is. I'll find out a little bit later on that. Crazy stuff. And it's not just Ridgefield School District, by the way. I'm seeing really inappropriate posts by like Hawkinson School District and some others. I mean, the schools are just kind of going bonkers, and I don't know. I don't know if it's because, they're like, hey, we'll ask for forgiveness rather than permission, and the ends justify the means. So if we get these bonds or levies passed, if we get a slap on the wrist equivalent, it's worth it, because we're able to, use our position, our power, our resources, and to influence the election. The schools have all the buildings and power and lawyers and money, millions of dollars and resources, and director of communications and staff and assistant. They've got all the advantage. But here we are, where they're using that against the people. But thought I'd give you that update, and we'll carry on and make sure you vote. Hopefully you vote no on both levies. And I'll probably put out a video later about that. That'll be a longer conversation, but thought you should know.